Hello all, my name is Prabhakar. I'm making series of videos available to you to learn Amazon Web Services. And in this session, I'm going to discuss about Elastic Load Balancer and the Network Load Balancer. Here is the content for today's session. A brief about network load balancing. And in the lab, I'm going to explain how to create and how to set up a network load balancer to distribute traffic across multiple EC2 instances. First of all, let's check what is elastic load balancing. This elastic load balancing automatically distributes your incoming traffic across multiple targets such as EC2 instances. And with the help of elastic load balancing, so it actually increases the availability of your application, and you can add one or more listeners. So in order to put your load balancer on this. And application load balancer and network load balancer both similarly we have to configure it. There is a slight difference on this. You can watch my previous video, so I have explained that how to configure application load balancer on this. The main difference between the application load balancer and network load balancer is application load balancer, which we can access and configure at HTTP and HTTPS port level. And coming to the network load balancer, which we can configure it in TCP and TLS and UDP protocols. And application load balancer, which actually take the decision of routing at application layer in a OSI model. And coming to the network load balancer, so inside this network load balancer, which actually makes routing decision at transport layer, where TCP and SSL protocols are handled. So it can handle millions of requests per second, and it attempts to open a TCP connection to the selected target on the port specified in the listener configuration, and it forward the request without modifying the headers. And network load balancer supports a dynamic host port mapping also. And application load balancer, so here it will support path-based routing. So I can specify URL based on the URL and substring inside a URL. I can distribute the traffic to specific path and specific EC2 instance, and a host level, header level, and a query string level, and the source IP level. We can configure the routing so that accordingly it will distribute the traffic to the respective EC2 instances. And but coming to the network load balancer, so it will moreover for the static IP level and the port level and non-HTTP apps, so it will support. So moreover, we can configure an application load balancer at application level, and the network load balancer, it is moreover for that mission level. And application load balancer, as I said, so it supports HTTPS support, and here it supports TCP and TLS and UDP support. And it will work on top of the Lambda function support, and here Lambda function support is not available. So, and let's go ahead and check that how to set up and configure a network load balancer. So here I'm taking a use case. So I'm going to install application and Apache application in a 3 EC2 instances. And whenever I access my instance via a load balancer, so it will decide that, okay, way to divert and way to distribute the load, in which EC2 instance I have to call. So, and here I'm using default Apache and with the index page on this. Okay, let's go ahead and then check that. Okay, so here is my Amazon management console. Okay, so go to services and create EC2 instance here. And here I'm using Apache default Apache, so which will run in a port 80. And click on launch and launch instance. And here I can select any of the mission, and here I'm selecting default Ubuntu mission, and mission type is free tier eligible. Go here, and this section is very important. So if I ignore this section and then if I create an instance, so I have to access the instance, and I have to set up that instance with the required software packages. So for avoiding that, okay, there is a beautiful feature in EC2 that is a user data. Here I can give the set of commands, so that at the time of mission setup, so these all commands will get execute. So, and I already listed down those commands. Okay, here I'm updating the Ubuntu package manager, and I'm installing Apache. And after installing the Apache, I'm actually writing instance one is a string, and with the green color, 200 size of the font. and under HTML and Apache HTML index.html file, so that when I access Apache, so by default this index.html file will be rendered and it will display instance one. So same, I can replicate it for the three instances. One is for the instance one is for instance two, and another is for instance three. Just copy that and go here and then put it here, and now go add a storage. This is the default one, and the tags I can ignore that. So for the understanding purpose, I can put it as this is my mission one. Okay, and go to security groups. Okay, so I'm going to expose my Apache application port 80. So by default port 22 is open, so I can select another security group which I have created for my previous demo, so which already supports port 80, and review and launch, and then launch the instance. And here I don't require any key pair because I'm not going to access and I'm not going to take SSH for installing any softwares, because I'm already going to install all these required Apache and then doing all the settings, so as a part of user data. So here I'm selecting it as proceed without a key pair, launch an instance. It will take a couple of seconds to up the instance, and it will take another couple of seconds for installing Apache and doing the required configuration. So by that time I will put and recording in pause. Now my instance is up and running. So after clicking on the instance, okay, you can find the public IPv4 public IP along with the public DNS. You can access the instance via DNS entry as well as IP. So you can go ahead and then click it here. So you can find that, okay, instance one. Okay, so this is a hard-coded entry inside my Apache. So similarly, I can configure that two more instances, and I will name it as instance 2 and instance 3, so that so I can easily identify that, okay, which instance is actually serving as a part of load balancer, network load balancer. So instead of following all the steps, I can right click on the existing instance and I can say launch more like this. And here all the configuration by default it will select, and only few settings we have to do, and go to configure instance. So earlier I have used the color is a green, so here I can use it as a red, and here I'm selecting it as instance 2, and review and launch the instance, launch it. And here I don't require key here. Now instance 2 is launched, and similarly I can go ahead and then create another instance. Go here and launch like this more, and configure instance. So here I can keep it as the blue, and instance 3 I will make it as instance 3, and review and launch the instance. So these all settings are already covered in my previous window, so I will specify the link in the description below, so you can go ahead and then check that. So here if you see that here this is my instance mission 2, so I will rename it as mission 2 for the convenient purpose, and this I can name it as a mission 3. Okay, so if you see that I have 3 missions, and 3 missions I have installed Apache, and I actually displayed the label called instance 1, 2, 3. So here if I go to mission 2 and then copy the instance and go to the browser, copy the public DNS of mission 3 and put it here. So here is my instance 2, and similarly I can go ahead for the mission 2 and check that mission 2. Okay, if you see that I have a mission 1 and mission 2 and mission 3. Okay, so all the instances are up and running, and Apache is installed, and all the applications are exposed in a port 80. So, and now it's the time to create a Elastic Load Balancer and under the network load balancer. Before doing that, it's okay. So I'm creating the target group. We can also go ahead with and create the target group. And the second option is that directly we can go ahead and then create a launch load balancer. So under we can dynamically create the target group. So here I'm going a bit different. So here I'm clicking on the load balancer and create a load balancer. Here there are 2 types of load balancer. There is Third type is a classic load balancer, which supports HTTP, HTTPS, and along with the TCP. And here I'm creating the network load balancer, create the network load balancer, and specify the load balancer name is, I'm keeping it as NLB, network load balancer, and internet facing. Coming to the listeners part, it is a very important. So we can add more listeners. So as per our requirement. Earlier in application load balancer, so it supports HTTP and HTTPS. So here there is no HTTPS. That is the difference. And here the routing will happen on the machine level in a TCP protocol. And I'm keeping it as a TCP and 880. And if I choose secure TCP as a 443, and then if I go to next, it will prompt me to enter and so it will okay, let me go to the previous window and select the subnet. So before selecting the subnet, okay, let's check that, okay, whether my EC2 instances are running on the different subnet or on the different network. Let's check that. So here all the instances are running on US East 1E. So I can go ahead and then I can select US East 1, and then if I say next, so here it is prompting me to upload a SSL certificate because I have configured a security TCP. So for this demo purpose, I don't require to configure it as a TLS, that's secure TCP. So here I'm selecting as a TCP, and so go here and configure the network security group and configure the routing. And here I don't have any target group here. And here I'm creating the group called, this is my demo target group. Okay. And so instance type is instance. And if you have IP, so you can also specify the IP here. And in application load balancer, we can also see one more option called the Lambda function here, but network load balancer, so it will not show any Lambda function here. And health checks point of view, so no need to modify any settings here. And click on the register targets. So currently I'm running 3 instances. I'm selecting all these 3 instances and adding for the registration. Now review and then create a load balancer. Okay. Now if you see that, okay, I have created a load balancer. This is a load balancer name, NLB. And the target groups, I have created a demo target group. Okay. So this demo target group, which is targeted for the 3 instances. Okay, these are the 3 instances, which status is initializing. So once this is a healthy, so then only we can go ahead and then access the instances. And by that time, so it will take a minimum 1 minute to launch all the instances and doing the mapping and all. So by that time, we can go ahead and then discuss other configurations. Inside a load balancer, if you see that, okay, this is my description of the load balancer. Here is my public DNS entry for the load balancer. We can use this entry for accessing the complete application. And so if you see that, okay, status of my network load balancer is a provisioning, and once it is active, then we can go ahead and test the changes. And on a runtime, so we can go ahead and then we can put the subnets and we can select it for the multiple zones. So if we enable as many as zones, so that availability of your application will get increased. And coming to the attributes part, so this is also very important part. So if we enable this delete protection, so by mistake, so if someone is trying to delete this NLB, so it will display the warning. And unless you have disabled this option, so it will not allow you to delete the network load balancer. And cross zone load balancing, so which will available. So if in case, so if I'm running US East 1 and US West 1, and at the same time Asia Pacific, so I can run my load balance into the multiple zones, so that so as per the nearest zone, so it will serve the your request. And access logs, so whatever changes, whatever the operations you are performing on the network load balancer, all these logs I can store it onto the S3 location. So as of now, for the demo purpose, these are not required. So if I go ahead and then refresh the changes, now if you see that, okay, here it is, network load balancer is active. So I can go ahead and copy the DNS, okay, and paste the DNS name here. So if I enter that, So by that time, my network load balancer is active, but I have to check my target group also, and all the instance should be healthy, and health check should be passed. And inside the listeners, okay. So whenever I access my application via network load balancer with the port 80, I am forwarding all the requests to my demo group. Under the demo group, I have three EC2 instances, and each instance have configured Apache on that. So here are the three targets. Okay, all are initializing state. Let's wait for a couple of seconds for completing the health check. Go to network load balancer, and here copy the public DNS entry. So, and here is my DNS entry, and go to the new tab, okay, and put it here and enter. So by default, it is serving instance 3, and if I refresh the page, instance 1, and if I again continuously refresh it, so it will serve for the multiple instances, and it will take the routing decisions at the mission level. So based on the number of requests, so if any one of the instance is idle and available bandwidth is available, so that it will automatically redirect your request to that mission, and then so that the load will be distributed across all the missions. Okay, now instance 1 and 3 is coming. Let me refresh it. Yeah, so this is how so I can configure the load balancer, so that I can distribute the load among all the EC2 instances, so that you can configure your application into the multiple instances, so that based on the traffic, so it will distribute the load into the multiple missions. And auto scaling is also a bit similar to this load balancing. So auto scaling is nothing but, so you can configure only one instance at a time. So if the request load is very high, then based on the number of requests, it will create another instance for fulfilling your request, and the load will be distributed accordingly. And but coming to the network load balancer, we have to keep your multiple missions ready on different zones, and based on your requirement. Okay, so and so it will automatically distribute the traffic across different EC2 instances. This is how we can go ahead and then configure EC2 instances and the network load balancer. And hopefully this lab give you a chance to work on network load balancer. And we come to end of this lab, and thanks for watching this, and I will see you in the next lab.